Imagine pouring your entire soul into an audio recording, only to realize the emotional impact is totally ruined because you don't know how to drag an audio file 2 seconds to the left.
Oh man, yeah, that is brutal.
It really is. And that's the gritty, frustrating reality of the indie creator journey. Welcome to today's deep dive.
We've got a really fascinating raw artifact for you today.
We do. It's a personal email diary, actually. It's titled JJ20 Podcast Journal, and it was sent from a beta account back in March 2026. Okay, let's unpack this.
Let's do it.
Our mission here is to explore that massive, often really painful gap between having a creative vision and, actually executing it technically. We always romanticize the creative spark.
The fun part.
Exactly, the fun part. But this creator's immediate roadblocks are purely technical. If you look at the journey and unmet needs sections of the journal, they are just desperate for training.
Yeah, training for really basic stuff too, like figuring out video length, audio placement,
Yeah.
and even just the mundane chore of changing a YouTube Studio thumbnail.
It's like building a house, right? Everyone fantasizes about the interior decor, but this creator is stuck in the mud figuring out the literal plumbing of the audio and video.
And without that technical baseline, the story just literally doesn't exist. If you can't place the audio correctly, your creative vision is basically just trapped inside your computer.
Which is incredibly frustrating.
Totally. It shifts the burden. You aren't battling writer's block anymore. You're just battling the interface. And that friction fundamentally alters what you can actually produce.
Which completely explains why this creator had to adapt their content so much. Because the interface is fighting them, they opted for this faceless format in their production notes.
Yeah, relying really heavily on personal experience to carry the weight.
But I mean, if they're going faceless, they're stripping away eye contact and micro expressions. Think about the last time you listened to a voice note from a friend without seeing their face.
Oh, you rely entirely on the pauses.
Right, the pauses and the tone to know if they are joking or serious. That tells me they have to overcompensate somewhere else to make this work.
What's fascinating here is how necessity sort of breeds a specific style. Removing the visual human element places this immense, almost crushing pressure on the audio narrative.
Because it has to do all the heavy lifting.
Exactly. That single voice telling a personal story simply won't hold attention without a visual anchor, which is exactly why the creator realizes they must incorporate other stories and external artifacts into the mix.
Just to create some texture, right? To
Yeah.
break up that monotonous audio landscape. But I have a crucial question about this.
Go for it.
If a deep dive or a show is completely faceless, how do you actually build a relationship of trust with the listener without any eye contact? It feels so detached.
Well, it shifts the trust from, I see you to I feel what you're saying. The intimacy has to come entirely from the pacing and authenticity of the voice.
But raw authenticity clearly wasn't enough to carry this faceless show because the creator hit a wall. They realized DIY passion just couldn't replace actual technique.
Yeah, which pushed them to seek out formal solutions in that final lens section.
Right, they explicitly state they are operating from an indie perspective. But then, in the same breath, they list a need for formal education at universities like UConn and UMD.
And transcript production software.
Yes. Wait, I have to push back on this, though. If this creator is seeking out formal university training at UConn and UMD, does this project still count as truly indie?
That's the big question.
Or is indie just becoming a carefully curated aesthetic?
I mean, this raises an important point about modern digital creation. Transcript software, for instance, isn't just about accessibility anymore. It dictates the pacing.
Oh, because they have no face to look at.
Exactly. The timing of how words appear on screen or how transcripts guide the edit becomes the actual heartbeat of the story.
Wow, okay.
And that kind of precision requires the formal training they're seeking at UMD or UConn. The vibe might look unpolished and indie to you, but the machinery behind it requires a highly formal understanding.
So what does this all mean for you listening at home? It really makes you think about your own ambitions, right? Whether you are launching a media project or stepping into a new role at work.
Everyone starts out fighting the interface at first.
We all have that list of unmet needs and technical hurdles where our vision outpaces our current skills.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, it's just the universal first step. You have to master the mechanics before you can actually share your vision.
So I'll leave you with this final provocative thought. If formal university training and sophisticated transcript software are now becoming the baseline requirements for a simple indie creator.
Yeah, what's next?
Exactly. What will the next generation of truly raw, unfiltered media actually look like? Are we ever going to get back to pure intuitive creation, or will the modern workbench always require a degree to operate?